welcome to Pouring Takes. I'm Charlie Van.
And I am Rayya. Charlie, look at us. We're on a road trip this week. We are outside of the, Dallas city limits, essentially. Is this North Dallas?
North Dallas.
Farmers Branch? Is this
North
Addison?
Dallas.
I don't even know.
Yeah, this is North Dallas. This is Addison. We are here at the Irishman. Super exciting. Love the environment. Love the couches here.
Yeah, I do. This is very comfy. I love when bars have these little socializing areas, little lounging spots.
I feel like after a few though, you'd be like, hard to keep awake.
Not me. I'm not a sleep drinker.
You're not a sleep drinker?
You've seen this. I just keep going. I'm Energizer Bunny.
The machine. Yeah, no, we're glad to be out here at the Irishman. Wednesdays is Whiskey Wednesday 450. Great deal. Great variety on their whiskey. And then Friday nights, come get your singing on for karaoke at 8 o'clock. So yeah, they got a lot of great events going on. I always love coming into. I don't know. I love Irish, pubs. I love the environment. Obviously, they're very sports influenced. And as a beer drinker, so many variety.
I was gonna say, I believe this place is on the list of English Premier League bars. So I believe they open early on the weekends for you to watch soccer if that's something you're interested in.
Well, and I'm sure you'll probably see some rugby as well. So it's always festive, and of course around St. Patrick's weekend. Come on down here. And speaking of drinking, what are you drinking?
So I decided to go with a draft beer for once. I mixed it up. I mean, outside of our Texas Tuesdays. But I am drinking a Kona Big Wave.
I love Kona Big Wave. It is it's a great beer no matter what year round, but definitely summertime. Very easy.
There was a part of me though, with this weather. So we were here Tuesday night. It's been rainy on and off all day. It's about 80 degrees outside right now, which kind of felt chilly. I was like, maybe I should have worn a hoodie today.
False fall, as our producer Tanner told me on the way over here.
False fall is totally a thing.
Don't buy into it.
It's a tease.
So you're saying it was pouring today for us here on Pouring Takes?
Drink. But I was in between getting a beer or maybe a glass of wine. Also, they have a ton of cocktail specials in here. So
they do.
But I did go with the beer. I didn't want to be the odd man out. Both you and Tanner got yourself draft beers too. What'd you get?
Well, I got what's one of my go-to is Harp Lager, great Irish lager. Always when I see it on tap, have to go for it. It's usually that or Smithwick's, but it's definitely a Harp Lager kind of day. So, no, I love it.
What about you, Tanner? What are you drinking?
Well, I wanted to get us, but I forgot to tell Charlie in time. This is the middle of my...
There you go. Very Irish.
I see what you did there.
There's so many. I mean, I'm looking at the taps. They were saying, what would you want? I'm like, oh, man. And, of course, Salt Harp Lager.
I sampled a red ale, actually.
Oh, did you? Just now?
Yeah, just
that
now.
Was quick.
Because I was curious.
Yeah, no, I love
the
red
bartender
ice.
was super nice. I just came up there and I was like, dude, I don't know what I want. And he was like, what do you like? And I was like, I like to drink.
That's a good answer here.
That's very vague. And I could tell he was getting impatient with me, but he hung in there, walked me through a couple choices they had between IPAs and all kinds of stuff, ciders, whatever. And eventually saw the Kona Big Wave, and I was like, oh, I haven't had one of these in a while, so I'm going to roll with that.
Yeah, no, you can't go wrong with Kona. Yeah, no, a lot of great options here. A lot of great, like you said, the specials. I mean, just looking through the menu, so many great specials, and like you said, the cocktails as well. So, Rayya, this is always our favorite, maybe sometimes our favorite part to kick with, and sometimes not our favorite part, but...
Today it's our favorite part because nothing's happened yet.
That is true, it is. So we're building up for what is week one. It is finally here. Felt like it wasn't too long ago that we were talking about NFL week one, and now it's back for the 2024 season. Before we quickly get into the matchups and just talk about obviously our matchup, the Cowboys and the Browns real quick, what excites you the most about week one football?
I have something to do Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays, and I live for it. And fantasy football.
Yes, which we got to have our draft still.
We have our draft tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is Wednesday tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Having a day off, just throws.
I have 2 drafts at the same time tomorrow night, so thoughts and prayers are super appreciated.
Well, hopefully they're not rough drafts.
Drink. Yeah, I think that, and then I did this a week early. I went out for the college football Saturday this past weekend. I went to my old stomping ground, Barley House, to catch the beginning of, I forgot what game it was because SMU didn't play till later at night, but I was just going through my college football bar rotation, and I went to Barley House, and I got my wings, my bone-in, super saucy buffalo wings.
Because you liked it saucy.
I have to have it extra saucy, okay? With ranch, not blue cheese. Even though I'm from the north, I know I'm still southern at heart. I need ranch, not blue cheese. But yeah, chicken wings. And you know how much I love my chicken wings, specifically my bone-in chicken wings.
You are a wing woman.
I am a wing woman.
Yeah,
No
that's what I'm
nuts.
saying. They are like nuggets. To be fair, for a long time,
I like to
am
find
that
something hard inside.
Drink. She was waiting for that. Oh, all the bone up. But no, Barley House is always a great time, especially for your alma mater, SMU. I mean, we don't always talk a lot of college football, but the Stangs are up 2-0 right now.
Yep. We're 2-0. We have played. Who did we play? Nevada, which was a total nail biter, which shouldn't have been a nail biter, but it was the return of Sexy Presti coming off a big leg injury. And then we blew out Houston Christian last weekend on Friday night. Friday Night Lights, all Reds. We've got BYU. So loads to be excited about.
Hey, but going up 2-0, just into momentum. It's it's better than I don't know if I can completely claim this in because I didn't really have a college football team, but I root for what is in the family. And poor Florida State, rough start, 0-2. And here's the thing: my dad, as diehard as we know he is a Cowboys fan, he is that much diehard Florida State where he can't watch a Florida State game. The one game he watched last year live, that's when Jordan Travis unfortunately broke his leg.
Yikes.
So, I'm sure he's not a happy camper so far, but it was kind of to be expected. They lost so many into the draft.
I was going to say, they were one of the top teams last year, and I think there was such a letdown after the Georgia Tech game that I think it's going to be really hard for them to, find the motivation to be that top 12 team that you need to be to advance to the playoff.
Should they replace DJ? There's already people maybe they should change quarterbacks right now.
If DJ doesn't feel like he's pro ready, take the red shirt and transfer somewhere else because you're not going to be successful at Florida State. Everything is absolutely falling apart.
Yeah.
And DJ is a good quarterback, but he's been in college forever though.
He has, and that's why I think it's kind of tough. I don't know if you use the word weathered, but I don't know that he can help them. And I think there's somebody out there that can, but I don't know that DJ. This is a system for him.
I feel like DJ would be really good at an SMU-esque kind of school.
Yeah.
Like something up and coming, not necessarily a powerhouse squad, but somewhere you can sneak into the playoffs as one of those we're now Power 5, but
yeah.
Something else. Kind of like how what's his name? Garrett Gilbert played at SMU. Shane Buechele played at SMU.
Tanner Mordecai coming out at Oklahoma.
Yeah. So all these guys resurrected their careers playing for a school like SMU. So just a thought out there.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. If they lose one more, there is a panic button, if not already pushed, especially for.
Oh, I believe the panic button was pushed
for
a while
Florida
ago.
State, But I think you are right about the letdown of last year. Obviously losing players to the draft. And, things got shaken a little bit sooner than I thought would be.
Yeah, definitely. But tell me, what excites you most about football season?
Man, I'll say this. Even though you think you can predict things, there's still a lot of unpredictability.
Agreed.
I just love how it brings out the competitiveness amongst rivals of other, pushing your friends that don't root the same way. The up and down, it's so much the energy, even though it leads me to be stressing.
Yeah, I feel like you enjoy the drama. You enjoy messing with other fan bases and, going out, when we're at Harwood Tavern, you like to talk your talk with whoever's there to give you a hard time.
Good luck. I love Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday. Football, Thanksgiving. It's
Amen.
part of my family forever, obviously going to Cowboy games. So, yeah, I mean, I just think how festive it is. I mean, when you think fall, you got to think football.
Yep. But right now we're in fall.
We are in fall, like a fall start. All right, I'll drink on that.
I have no comments.
All right, well, how about we get into it? Let's talk about the matchup, Cowboys, Browns, this Sunday, 3:25 our time, 4:25 Eastern. I think the weather is kind of 50-50, it looks like.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about severe weather. It's in the
Yeah.
outdoor stadium.
Yeah.
But it is early September, so I'm not too worried about it. Like, unless it, like, shitstorms.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'd be, like, a little panicky. But I think it's going to be pretty neutral in terms of, like, climate. Expecting a lot of Cowboy fans to show up in Cleveland, honestly.
There are a lot of Cowboys fans in Ohio, from what I've been told. And they're everywhere. They travel.
They travel
for sure.
really well, yeah.
Well, and if you're going to have a climate in Ohio or anywhere in the Midwest, right now, September is the best time for that. So even if it is some rain, it's still better than come December or November when it's
so
negative
true.
whatever.
I mean, we play Cincinnati in December, and that's going to be a little rough. I think we're playing in
No,
Cincinnati, aren't we?
No, I think they're here, right?
Oh,
I don't know.
I
We'd
just know
have
it's
to.
in December.
You know, well, by then, hopefully, we'll have a run game. No, but this is an exciting opening one. Although I will say, even though this may help us a little bit, I was hoping to see the return of Nick Chubb just because I really want to see what this defense can be extra tested. But hey, it is what it is. You know, I'm excited to see their defense and what our defense. I think it's going to be the battle of the defenses.
I got 4 words for you. Amari Cooper revenge game.
Possibly. It depends on how bitter he feels.
I believe he is very bitter, and he's got the quarterback to be able to, like, go off for 100, 150 yards against us.
Possibly. We don't know what Deshaun Watson is showing up. That's the thing.
I expect Deshaun Watson to look better this year than he did last year. He's had an entire training camp. He's had an off season. He doesn't have a lawsuit looming over his head. He is as close to quote-unquote normal as he has been for a while.
You're going to love me for this. I'm going to disagree with you here.
Oh,
I think
no.
Deshaun Watson is – I think there's going to be a step back. I really do. Yeah, but it's not just physical. It's mental. All that stuff right there you said is true, but we don't – emotional toll. And he's still in the public eye. Fans still call him out. And no matter what, that's not something that for most people it's another distraction. If he can be able to do it, we'll see. But right now, I have to see otherwise to really believe. But what I do think is the saving grace for the Browns is when you have someone like Myles Garrett, you know, and Amari, and especially their tight end Njoku, yeah, he was really good last year.
Also,
and he's developing.
Their backup running back, Ford.
Yeah.
He's really good, too. So, like, I think it's going to be a good test for the Dallas Cowboys defense to go up with a speedy, quick guy like Ford. I forgot his first name, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it gives him that reps because, you know, when you look at what happened with Chubb, I mean, that can take, as you know, a while, and you need that confidence to know that you can.
And, like, the magnitude of a player that Nick Chubb is, you should hold him out until he's absolutely ready. If you rush a player back like Nick Chubb, you're going to lose what makes Nick Chubb Nick Chubb.
Well, I don't know if you can, you know, Joe Flacco's not back out there for you to re-grab, and I don't unless you go call it Tannehill.
Look at that! He got his Guinness!
He got his Guinness. He wanted a Guinness. He got it. He warmed up.
He's fully invested in the surroundings.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be. It's electric here at the Irishman.
There's quite a few people here, by the way.
There is. It is a busy Tuesday, day after Labor Day. So, yes, okay, so Cowboys, Cleveland, what do you like about the matchup? What do you don't like about the matchup?
Okay, so I'm very curious to see how our offense performs against their defense. Because they had a top 10 defense last year, I believe. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And they defend the run really well. I don't remember them having super strong DBs, but I remember them having a good D-line.
Yeah, they've had a pretty solid. I mean, obviously, you know, like we just mentioned, Miles. He's been such a beast here, but they are good at stopping the run. Passing, that's going to be very interesting.
But the passing is only interesting if Dak is protected. And who knows what Dak's headspace is right now. Like you said with Deshaun Watson, he's got an emotional thing going on. Technically right now, so does Dakota.
But the difference in those two is Dakota, as we call him his full name, like he's in trouble. I don't think
in trouble, it would be Rain
Dak's
Dakota
the
Prescott.
biggest, strongest mental mindset guy, and here's the reason: because he will be there for his team. I mean, he was. I remember when he was at State, and a couple of days after his mom passed, he was there. He's not gonna phone it in. Also, you want the big payday no matter what. So if you lay a goose egg, you ain't getting that. And I think he may be over the BS, but control what you can control and all you can control. And he wants to win for his team. He's competitive. So I'm not too worried about that. But I'm interested to see what the pass protection is going to be. You have two rookies. So, you know, while we thought it was somewhat of an upgrade or right direction, we don't know.
Yeah, we really don't because we didn't get to see much of the starters in preseason either.
Yeah.
And
they yanked them early, too, Guyton and BB.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how our pass protection stands up against that D-line because I don't see us running for 100,
No, Dottle was
yards.
just named RB1, by the way, if no one
they're
saw that.
starting Rico.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
he's RB1. So, which makes sense with last year because that was the guy getting the most touches in the end. I mean, I think he's kind of, for what you have proven, he's definitely got more of that speed where obviously Zeke's going to be there for the blocking and the short down.
So wait, so it's going Dow, Zeke,
Well,
and then
I didn't see who the number 2. I'm just
Dalvin?
kind of. No, I don't think they've called him up.
Okay, so he's still practice squad.
Yeah, he's still practice
Okay.
squad. Obviously, that can change after game 1, but yeah, it's Rico and Zeke, which I'm fine with right now. I think, you know, especially you looked last year with Zeke. What was it? How many years?
Well, Zeke actually came on really strong in the second half of the season. I
Yeah.
only know this because I had him in fantasy, and
Yeah.
I needed a running back to fill a void, and he was averaging about 12 to 15 fantasy points a game.
Well, then good not to burn him out right away. Like
Agreed.
we need that blocking, especially now that we do get these rookies, and we know he's a short down, and we were missing that red zone by moving on from him, and that's I think perfect right there. So, and audition season for Dowdle.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe he gets an extension, or at least he will go somewhere and get some money if he can
just
ball
like
out.
just like the other guy did.
Yeah, well, that's how it is. It's an audition for a lot of people. So I would say, okay, prediction-wise, I feel like this is going to be a close one because there are a lot of question marks.
Yes.
I feel on both. I think either by a field goal,
I was going to say the betting line currently favors Cleveland by 2.5 points.
which makes sense for being there, and we still don't know the climate. But I'm gonna go with the Cowboys by a field goal. It's gonna be Brandon Aubrey, who he's the most sure I am in this.
I'm not confident in our team on the road. I mean, last year we weren't a great road team. And this is their home opener. It's the Amari Cooper revenge game. I think Amari's going to pop off for at least 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Shot take.
What was the shot take?
100 yards plus for Amari plus 2 touchdowns.
I have my shot take is
The most beautiful route runner in the league, by the way. I'm obsessed with that man. I almost wore my Amari Cooper jersey tonight.
okay. I'm gonna get one. It's gonna be too offensive as well. I have a Zeke touchdown. I think we just push him in. That could be an obvious one. Jake Ferguson.
See, like, in my head, I have a hard time wrapping my head around, like, us marching down the field and scoring touchdowns right now. Like, that's how, I'm not necessarily a pessimist, but that's how concerned I am about how this offense is set up right now.
I
The
think
fact that CD didn't do training camp makes me very nervous for this game. He's got no, if they change the playbook, which I'm assuming they might have with certain things, he has no knowledge of that. You're bringing in a brand new running back with Zeke. Like, not brand new. I shouldn't have said it like that. But
but
there,
newer
and
to
then
what
you've got
under
two new
this.
pieces on the offensive line. I am concerned that Dak will not be able to sustain long drives. Do I think Brandon Aubrey is going to kick like 5 field goals? Yeah. But I get nervous when you start talking touchdowns. I don't see where they're coming from.
I believe that we're going to see a connection. The reason why is CD has been training. I think CD and Dak's just chemistry, the way it let him find, you just know. But also, if you don't, you do have, if we utilize Brandon Cooks early, there's another one. And then I think you have to trust a Ferguson. He has proven.
I believe Brandon Cooks is actually like on the injury report, isn't he?
I haven't seen like an official of whether he's rolled out. But
he's not rolled out, but I'm saying he's already having ankle issues.
Jalen Tolbert, who looked great. Who has looked really good. I mean, he is, I think, your future possible, depending on how the season goes, number 2.
You know, it's going to, like, drive me crazy to say this out loud, but why do I feel like special teams is going to be the best unit on the field for the Cowboys?
In this game or in this season?
This game.
Oh,
We're talking about this game. We already talked about the whole season last
Yeah.
week. I'm saying in this game, I really think special teams is going to have to be the best part, because you have to make your field goals.
Yeah.
You're going to have to punt for field position, and I need to see Kevontae Turpin return some fucking kicks.
Well, maybe we'll also see Turpin.
What?
Brandon Cooks is listed as questionable.
All right.
So
Well, they're going to
on
keep
the
him
injury
questionable.
report. Hey.
But what's beautiful, you got Jalen Tolbert. You got Jalen Brooks as well. But Turpin, I would like to see Turpin on the outside, too. I think we're going to see a lot of Turpin.
Well, with the, like, new
Turpin and
kick
Chirpin.
return rules,
I know, that's such an interesting.
this should benefit
things.
Kevontae Turpin
Yeah.
on these kickoffs. We should be getting good field position with a guy like him.
Yeah, I mean, and I believe in Bones. He's done a great job with this special
I
team.
do like wings with bones.
Yes, you do. There you go. Bone in all day. No, I mean, I think the special teams are going to have an impact. I do agree there. I mean, that's why I said I think Aubrey's going to, like, if this comes down to win, I think for us it's because of Brandon Aubrey. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do with some of the wide receiver core in that special teams. We lost some guys. So, but yeah, Turpin big day. Maybe Turpin runs one back.
I would like for that to happen. That's why I'm like feeling it. I'm really feeling Dallas special teams this year.
Well, that's good. We need that. Got to win somewhere.
Yeah, I can see Brandon Aubrey kicking his way into the record books yet again.
Yeah, he already had, what, a 70?
66.
66, sorry, 66.
Yeah.
Up there.
Up there. So you are saying Dallas by 3?
Yeah, I'll go Dallas by 3.
I'm going to go Cleveland by a touchdown.
Should be a good one.
Someone has to be. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
And then you just do what last year. You take a shot for 3 weeks in a row.
We had a... You know what? We had a cake schedule last year. We did. We really did. I'm telling you, our strength of set schedule this year is not as good as it was last year.
Next week, we'll see. But
1 week at a time, Charlie man.
I know, but well, there was some rough patches. That last half of last year was rough.
Yeah, everything fell apart. The defense forgot how to tackle.
A lot of defenses in the league forgot how to tackle.
They started going straight for turnovers instead of stops. Like, it got really messy. Like, you even said it in the episode last week. Dan Quinn fell asleep
Yeah,
on his team.
he checked out. He checked out. And
Once he knew
the
he
offense
had-
still got all the blame.
Yeah. Always does.
I know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But we'll see who gets the blame or praise in this week 1.
Hold on. Tanner, what is your prediction for the game?
I think I could go with Cleveland by a touchdown.
Oh, you're rolling with me.
But wait, I'm gonna roll back the tape. You mentioned last year. I believe we did win week 1 on the road against the Giants. Now this isn't the Giants,
Yeah, fucking Giants.
but hey, we won some
They
games
are a
on
college
the road.
football team. Masquerading
I don't even know if they're really a college football team right now.
as
We'll
a pro
see.
team. That's why they got picked for Hard Knocks draft day or whatever the fuck they called
It
it.
is interesting they do that little early, like 2-second.
All
How
I'm
we lose
saying-
Saquon this episode.
hey, it was really interesting. The Brian Burns trade, really interesting seeing how that one came together. But also seeing Daniel Jones and them trying to like talk about being like, yeah, he's all like manly and rugged and grew out like facial hair. I was like, he's still Daniel fucking Jones, okay? Tommy DeVito will be starting at quarterback in like 5 weeks. It'll be fine.
Danny Pennies.
Facts.
All right,
We
so
do like Tommy cutlets.
that is our Cowboys. Not therapy, pre-therapy. It may be a therapy session next week. Probably will be. What are some? Let's go into other Week 1 matchups. A lot of great ones.
So let's start with Thursday night.
Yes.
The opener.
AFC rematch championship. Ravens, Chiefs. Chiefs again, by the way, getting opening night as the winner does of the Super Bowl.
And they are hosting.
They are hosting. Will Taylor Swift be there?
I don't know.
You're the Taylor Swift fan club. Is she on the tour?
I think she's on break right now, actually.
All right, then she will be there.
I hope so. That'd be so fun.
That's their extra advantage.
I completely forgot that was a thing, by the way. I should have looked that up.
Oh, well, you'll be reminded soon.
So, according to the odds, Kansas City's favored by 3 points. Over under 46.5 to score in the game. Wow, that's a big number of points.
Well, they believe in Patrick Mahomes and rightfully.
Oh, that's the total.
That's the total. Sorry. But I mean, just the favor. It's at home, Arrowhead. Mahomes is just on a whole nother level, and I think there's still doubts behind Lamar Jackson, despite somewhat getting on their hump, obviously getting into the AFC, but it's not enough for the public eye. It's not It's not enough for him either. I feel. We'll see what happens also with Mark Andrews. He says he feels good.
Yeah, we'll see about Mark Andrews there.
How about Derrick Henry, though? I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
I propose a shot take.
Uh-oh. Shot take from Tanner.
Will Taylor Swift be there?
I vote yes.
Yes. Well, if she's not on tour. If she's not on tour,
If she's on
will
break,
Jason Kelsey be there?
She was in the promo 4 times.
Will Jason Kelsey be in the crowd just chugging beers and?
Well, he has to work Monday Night Countdown, so he might be there because
Yes,
he doesn't have to work till Monday.
Yeah, so he has enough to recover.
I would love to see Jason and Kylie Kelsey. I'm a big fan of Kylie Kelsey.
I feel like though she kind of backs away from the whole thing because of the rivalry. She's all in for Philly. I love her passion.
Yeah, I know, but like.
But she has to keep him on a leash.
She has to keep him on the leash, one, but two, she's done more like PR stuff this past summer than before. So I think it's expected for her to be in the public eye. If Jason's out on these streets, so is Kylie.
Oh no, she's his one-on-one PR person.
I have a question. So, you got Travis playing in the game, Jason supporting his brother, Kylie supporting her husband, mom and dad supporting Travis. Who's at home with the Kelsey babies? Who is that babysitter slash nanny?
Probably her. I think her parents live there. So
Taylor's?
Kylie's. Yeah, because I think she was Philly girl through and through. So I think her parents are there. I'm sure they have someone.
I'm very curious. What would it be like to be Jason Kelsey's nanny slash babysitter? What do you guys think?
That's like having another kid, just a big child. Don't touch anything. Take the tweezer out of the light socket.
I can't imagine. Like, I think about that. I think about, like, when I'm driving through Highland Park, I think about these nannies and au pairs, and I'm like, what is your life really like? I'm very curious.
It's its own podcast. They should have the nanny podcast.
They probably do. We're just not in that realm.
Which
is why I'm having these thoughts.
All right, so who do you got?
For Baltimore and Kansas City, it's really interesting because last year you had Kansas City open up against Detroit.
The Lions, yeah.
And the Lions eked out that win.
Well, no Travis Kelce either.
There was no Travis Kelce. It was essentially the same wide receivers. This year, I'm very curious to see how they implement a guy like Xavier Worthy, a.k.a. the fastest man at the Combine. I'm hoping that we get to see a lot more deep balls rather than behind the back or shovel passes for Patrick Mahomes. Also would love to see more creativity. Like, I know they talked about like lateraling the ball. You saw that one play with Travis Kelce, just winging it. But I think...
Drink.
Good catch.
Hey, maybe a little Peyton Hendershot might get a little...
Is he Baltimore now?
No, he's a Chief.
Oh, Chief. Interesting. I saw the move. We talked about it, but I forgot where he went. But all of that to say, I think actually this year Kansas City is going to pull off the win at home.
I think so too. I think it could be close. I really do.
Oh, it's going to be very close. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can you imagine like the animosity between the Ravens and the Chiefs, more so the Ravens? Ravens keep getting kicked out of the playoffs.
So do you think it comes down to a kick? Speaking of.
You want Justin Tucker? You want Justin Tucker
Versus Harrison Butker?
I will take Justin Tucker all day, every day.
I do like Justin Tucker.
Will he sing to me? I really hope so.
I say a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot. I'm going to go with you.
Just because how fireworks and intense and just kind of if you saw the meltdown in that second half.
Yeah, I want
the
to
Ravens.
see. Yeah, you're right. I want to see if that emotional maturity comes back for the
Zay
Ravens.
Flowers, year or two.
Yeah, that guy Zay Flowers, really good.
Zay Flowers.
I remember. Okay, now it's all coming back to me. The Zay Flowers during the temper tantrum, the flag, and then the game going downhill from there. Now I remember.
Yeah, they let themselves beat themselves. I think in that, not taking away from Chiefs. That's what having someone experience like Mahomes, and then you know it's gonna happen. But
yes, so I'm gonna go Chiefs. What are you gonna go?
I'm going Chiefs. Yeah.
Tanner, you got an opinion? All right. All the stars are aligned. Let's talk about this real quick because as someone who has been to Brazil, I'm hearing all these things about this big game in Brazil on Friday, Green Bay, Philadelphia. They basically sat down the players and gave them a whole list of do not.
Oh, I saw that. I was
things,
listening to that on the fan. Yeah.
So fun fact, when I used to work in hospitality, travel, and tourism, part of my job required me to go to Sao Paulo. I only went to Sao Paulo once. But it was, one, the most fun week of my life, and two, I also was sat down and given the same speech back then. And that was 2017, 2018.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on, yes, the NFL is expanding the game globally, but at what cost for these players?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, there can be somewhat a slippery slope. I mean, if you have to have rules, that's never a good thing. But, I mean, we have seen with other sports. We have seen the Olympics. We have seen with UFC as well.
This year.
And, I mean, I hate to say this. I'm just saying it's unfortunate that it has to be like that. But I feel like the NFL will do a good job to make sure they're there for one thing only, to play a game. You know.
One of the rules I heard is that they're not supposed to be wearing green, but both teams' main color is green.
And and be careful of certain texts you get. I heard that. Like just be careful. Don't have your phones out. There's a lot of these safety, but I feel like the NFL will take care of them. I mean, it sucks that have to be so strict, but I do think at the same time it's exciting though the NFL is expanding a little bit.
I mean, it's really cool to play in a place like Brazil. However, if anything goes wrong, that's trouble.
But things can go wrong when they go overseas too.
I'm just saying, you can expand to safer countries. Why Brazil? When Brazil is such a risk.
I think they're the money. Yeah, Tanner's right. Money. Yeah.
Do they get a lot of money out of Brazil? Really?
There's money anywhere where you're gonna, try to kind of really push and expand. And I mean,
let's be honest. Send them to Saudi Arabia.
I mean, let's be honest. There's rough cities in America and we've seen it. I'm fine with it as long as they have the safety precautions, and I think the NFL will take care of them and make sure. Just watch going to most of these games, like how secure. And I think the last thing we need is these players, anyways, getting out and going around. I mean, like I said, you're playing a game. Get in. Hopefully it sparks some interest. If not, it's a one and done.
Okay, well, on that note, Packers and Eagles is actually a really good matchup. So if you're going to have a game on display in another country, that's definitely a good one to have.
Yeah, no, it is. Talk about two passionate franchises and teams. Interesting because both are cold cities. Going to get some warmth. Who do you got? I got Packers.
Right now, Philly is favored by 3. And I think I'm actually going to roll with Philly. Philly has a lot of ground to make up for what happened last year with them crashing and burning towards the end of the season. Green Bay's kind of riding a high, going to the playoffs, kicking the shit out of Dallas, you know. So they probably feel really effing good about themselves. They had a good camp, whatever. But I feel like Philly's got a new coaching staff that needs to prove themselves. They're in another country, which could be a deterrent. But I'm seeing this as a positive thing, and I can definitely see Philly winning in a very close game.
Well, my concern, too, is they lost Broadberry. That's huge on their defense, and I think their defense has taken a step back. I don't see it getting better with Vic. It doesn't look good 2 years in a row you're switching coordinators. It comes down to Nick Sirianni. We'll just say it right here. I think no matter what, it will be a close win, but I'm not all yet impressed by what Philly, because it starts with the coach, who was a big reason, I think, for their unraveling.
Spoken like a true Cowboys fan.
I think it's just spoken like what I saw and watched.
I don't like Nick Sirianni either, so I'm with you.
And I've talked to Philly fans who feel the same. They're getting out on him, so it's a must-win for him season. So
yeah, but I can definitely see them taking at least this game. Rest of the season to be decided.
Yes.
But game 1 in Brazil, I could see that. Okay. Any other good matchups? I'm scrolling through the schedule. Lots of division matchups. Debut of Caleb Williams against Tennessee.
I mean, that's going to be fun to watch just because all eyes on him. You know, the promised child.
Ooh, here's a revenge game. LA Rams and Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. QB swap.
A healthy Matt Stafford right now. He seems to be doing good. Also, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. I'm excited. I think don't sleep on the Rams.
I know. I think we both had them as wildcard teams.
Yeah, both as a wild card. There's a little bad taste, too, in the Rams' mouth after that playoff. There was that hit, that chop right at the knee. Was it on, who was it? Higbee. Higbee. Took him out. There's some rivalry. I think there's some tension there. I'm excited. I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's your Sunday night matchup, so that's probably going to be one of the top games of the weekend, I believe.
Where is it in?
So they are playing in Detroit, and Detroit is favored by 4.
I may give Detroit, being at home there, Dan Campbell knows he's got to come out fiery as long as he don't gamble.
Sean McVay needs to get his McVay status back. He needs a win.
You're going Rams? All right.
All right. And then last thing I want to touch on, Aaron Rodgers, back from the Achilles injury, expected to start week 1, Monday Night Football against the San Francisco 49ers.
Back on a Monday Night Football again.
I know. I feel like they're torturing him.
There was some stat about that, about how many quarterbacks on a Monday night have gotten hurt. Hopefully for his case it doesn't happen. Obviously, there's been some team drama, apparently, as we talked about.
And by the way, San Francisco is only favored by 4.5. I feel like that's such a conservative spread. I feel like it should have been bigger.
Which is Trent Williams going to be playing, though? Is he
going
to
get? Yes, they said today. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't see
his contract.
Okay, good.
And he's working towards a week 1 start. Yep.
I go Niners. I'll go Niners on this one.
It should be Niners, and if the Jets win, then everyone's going to be high as fuck.
They're going to be like the Jets winning the Super Bowl.
Exactly. We know that all too well.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say for week 1? Anything you want to plug for week 1?
Well, we'll get our fantasy football underway, so let that stress start.
I got the 4th pick, you got the 5th pick. We're going to be sniping each other back and forth in this draft.
Heck yeah. No.
Yeah. We'll give you guys all the details of how it goes down in our fantasy football league over the course of the season.
Strategy, because people, text me their rosters, what did you think? Roasted. And I was like, actually, a lot of them have been pretty good.
Great, my draft.
Yeah, I know. I was like, usually mine sucks. What is your strategy usually?
I'm not telling you. You're the
I know.
enemy.
See, I was hoping she would.
That was sneaky. I would never.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Also, I'm in a pick'em too. I like
me too.
pick'em.
I'm playing in a pick'em league also.
So we'll see what happens.
Are you picking straight wins and losses, or are you picking against the spread?
Straight wins and losses.
So we're picking against the spread.
Yeah.
So I will be doing all the betting commentary weekly if you haven't noticed.
Man, it's here. Football
Are you ready for some football?
Here. I'm excited. There we go. Or Carrie Underwood? No.
Yeah, I do love Carrie Underwood. Who did they bring in? They brought in somebody new for Monday Night Football, didn't they?
Morgan Wallen? No, I'm joking. Luke Combs? Luke Combs can do it. Oh,
I think that's who it is.
Snoop Dogg. I love Snoop. He's everywhere.
He's America's favorite uncle right now.
No, excited. Football's back. Let the stress begin.
Okay, just to recap, 3 shot takes were thrown out today. 1, is Taylor Swift going to be in attendance on Thursday night?
Yeah.
2, Amari Cooper going for 100 yards receiving and at least 2 touchdowns. And 3, a touchdown by Zeke and a touchdown by Fergie Fresh.
Yep.
All right.
Those are, but we got to get, with how stacked the weekend is, we might as well start off.
Yeah, let's
with
roll.
the stakes
Jump
high.
right in, like
All
you never left.
All right, next week we're going to be over in my neck of the woods, the Village, Dallas, for over/under 4 Monday Night Football. So
we are doing over/under?
Yeah. So we will be at over/under Monday Night Football. Come stop by. Come say hi.
We'll see how many snaps Aaron Rodgers gets to play.
It'll be fun to watch, but thank you. Check us out. We're again.
BoringTakes.com. It'll link you to all the channels that we publish on and our social media handles. Anything else I'm forgetting?
Also, stop by Intrinsic this Saturday. See our boy Tanner. I saw him this Sunday at Harbin Arms. He will be with DMT at Intrinsic Brew in downtown Garland. If you love tunes from the 90s, 80s, current, check them out.
Sounds good. All right, till next week, thoughts and prayers to all you Cowboy fans.